Welcome, Brick fans, to a Ninjago episode here on the one and only Brick Show. Alright guys, we got the epic battle dragon, and I gotta say it's pretty epic, which tends to be a very popular word here on YouTube. Now, we got, where's the box? My box. I'll get it after the close-up. But I know it's 915 pages, which is kind of odd because on Brickopedia, it's listed as being 1,300 pieces. It's not. It's 915 pieces. Retail price is 120 bucks. We get 8 figures, and we get the epic dragon. Now, if you want to hear my thoughts on the set, what you should, if you should get it or not, if it's worth the money, you're gonna have to wait for after the close-up to hear that. But the close-up's right now. All right, so we're going to start out with the Green Ninja. This is Lloyd ZX, the Green Ninja. And love his printing, especially on the headpiece there. Great back piece. Overall, just really love this piece. You get 2 faces, this one and this one. And this is what he looks like without his gear on, front and back. And here is Acidicus. I think that's how you say it. Great printing on the front there. Love these snakes, especially with these back slithery pieces on the back of his legs, or what would have been his legs. Great headpiece. I mean, these are just awesome. And then here is Sensei Wu. We do get a little bit different printing than we've been used to. Back printing there. And then this is what he looks like with his beard out of the way and his hat off. And then here's JZX. Front and back, good. Love the headpiece, just as Lloyd's headpiece is. But Jay, honestly, he's probably my most annoying ninja. He just, in the show, he's just a little annoying. Okay? He is. There he is without his headgear. And then without his armor, front and back. And then here is Garmadon, or Lord Garmadon, with his 4 hands. Front and back. It's basically a torso on top of a torso, but the one torso has an armored plate intact, so it doesn't quite look as though that is what's going on, but that is what's going on, and I'll show you. So we take the top one off, and there you have that. And then this is just another torso with the head on, of course. It just fits right over. No printing on the back. And here's Chokin. And he's pretty cool. I kind of like him because of that silver metallic in his headpiece. Does have the short legs. His short man syndrome. And then the last figure is Scalador, or Scalador, not sure how you say that. And I really like this one. Great printing, great headpiece, a black viper. I mean, just awesome. And if you don't have any of these sets, you're wondering how those snake headpieces are. I'm gonna rip his head off right now. Basically have this, and then that detaches from the torso, just to give you a look at how that works. Although this bottom piece on all these snakes, it's a little more rubbery, especially back in here, feeling as more, and not really, doesn't really feel like plastic. And then here are the weapons you get. Unbelievable weapons, and just a ton of them in this set.
And these aren't actually even all of them. There's 4 more weapons that are being used as other things in this set, which you're going to have to wait. I'll get to it. First, we're going to hit the Serpentine prison. Those are printed on the bricks right there. Those look fantastic. I mentioned we get other weapons that I didn't show you. Here's 2 of them right here, and these are awesome. I mean, these things are huge. And I've never seen swords like this. And the handles are just a lot bigger than what you're used to. Typically when we get these types of swords. And then there's Sensei Wu in there, just like in the show. This black piece here, if you want to move it up and down, you can. In the show, that is kind of where the Great Devourer, the big snake, that guy came out of. This type of an area. Here you can see the venom dripping from both snakes on both sides. Another great feature. And then right here you'll see these are the bricks that we love. We do get quite a few in this set, about I believe 15 or so. Here's the back. It does swivel, open and close. There's not really a whole lot of room in there, just 1 stud thick. But it looks like you probably could fit 1 figure in there. And those are stickers here though. These are not printed on the brick. And then there's 2 golden vipers that are used in this kind of like a big plate type of piece. But you could consider those another 2 weapons. And then of course we have the red spider here. And then here is the Great Devourer. And I really like him. Actually, when I saw the snake in the Pharaoh's Quest sets last year, I immediately thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool to get a theme that were just snakes, and they came in long boxes. But this is the Great Devourer, so looks very similar to the show. You can see the red beady eyes, the fangs. There's a piece back here, this one flipping up. You push that, and his mouth opens. And you can see there is an area in there where you can fit a minifigure. And then lastly, here is the 4-headed dragon, the Ultra Dragon. We've got a darker red, then a yellow head, red head, and then the blue head. I do wish you got more of the firing ball. If you're not familiar with that, you squeeze his head and it fires the ball. You can see I have the Green Ninja Lloyd driving. And see that? There's 2 more guns. They're not using them as guns in this set, but they are guns typically from other sets. So that's a total of 17 weapons when you count what I showed you, plus the other ones that are kind of mixed into the set and used as different elements. Just great looking dragon. And the dragon itself was somewhat tough to build. If you've ever built a Technic set, it was a little bit more like that, or even the Hero Factory, kind of a mix of all 3. Not too difficult, but if you're not used to that. And then you can see that. What is that? That's Sensei Wu's hat. Now these wings are very cool, very ornamental, and they will move. You can see the white handle here, and we'll try to show you there we go, as you fly him and that handle moves up and down, the wings move with it. And then if it's sitting in place like this, push the white handle down. Oh, there we go. So just a very cool effect that kids are going to love. And his feet are similar to what we get in a lot of the Hero Factory stuff. And a great tail that whips around as well. So this thing just looks great. I think when you first see it, it's kind of like just a blob of stuff. But when you look back and kind of, you can definitely make out what it is, and it's just bad to the bone. Layered with armor. Great green transparent pieces here. So a final look over the entire Epic Battle Dragon set.
Alright, I actually did get the box. You've probably seen the box though, or you will see it once it's in stores. Well, it's in stores now. Now I'm going to throw the box. Alright, we survived. Now, some things I like, some things I do not like. I love the dragon here. And I thought when I was building him he was going to be pretty fragile. Turns out he's not as fragile as I thought he was going to be. I think as he gets older though, if you have him and you're storing him in your room or whatever, these pieces as he gets older may then become more fragile. And he's not, I wouldn't call him sturdy in the sense that if you start messing with the heads and the wings and stuff, he is going to probably fall apart a little bit. So for younger kids and playing, that's why I love that they have the handle, but kids are going to still do more than just hold that handle the whole time. So I think between the tail and the wings, you may have a little bit fall off, but overall, the four-headed dragon is absolutely awesome. Now, I love that this snake stands up. This thing's cool, but you know, the main things that you like here are the dragon here, and the Great Devourer. However, some of the things in this set as pictured on the box and just actually in the set is it's not completely 100% accurate to the show. Now this scene came from episode 13, season 2, Rise of the Snakes, Ninjago cartoon on the Cartoon Network. And I just watched it again. I've watched it twice just to make sure I've got all my ducks in a row. Or maybe I should say dragons in a row. But in the TV show, the snake was extremely dominant. I mean, he was as tall as a skyscraper. But yet, and then the dragon was normal size. Normal, like pretty much kind of a normal dragon size. So you can see major difference, but in the set, the snake, the Great Devourer, is actually smaller. There's some other smaller details we're not going to really get into. The only other one on the box, you see Lloyd, the Green Ninja. Garmadon is riding the dragon here, but he never did that in the show. It was actually the blue one that rode the dragon. I believe it was the blue one. It definitely wasn't the Green Ninja. Now we all know the Green Ninja is Lloyd, huh? But as far as figures, I love the figures, especially the snakes, and we get 2 of the snakes with the big long tail, which I love. I really love. Probably between the 2, I probably would say I love the black one the most. That's probably my favorite figure, other than probably the Green Ninja. And that's another thing. In the show, Lloyd is a boy, so he has the short legs, but in here, his legs are bigger. But I like that because then he can, you can use him in your spinners better, and if you're making brick films, he can walk. So I don't have a big problem with that. There's some other smaller stuff. I wish you would have gotten another green ball. You only get one. The snake, I love. I wish he was bigger, of course, to be more accurate. But I love that he stands up like this. I love the fangs. I love the design. And overall, just great. And then this thing, this prison, the Serpentine prison, you know, it's cool. You get a lot of those new brick pieces. So I like that about it. And they're in the brown. The printed head of the snakes is pretty cool too. And so those are my thoughts. As far as buying it for 120 bucks, well, we'll talk about that in the ratings, which we'll do right now. For the younger kids, I would say I'm probably going to go a little bit lower than you think, just because this is 120 bucks, which is a little high considering it's only 915 pieces. It's around a little over 13 cents per piece. But we get great figures. Your kid,
if you're looking at this review and you're an adult for your kid is gonna love this set. He's probably that's probably his favorite episode. It's probably my favorite episode in the Ninjago series, and so he's gonna love it for that reason only. And so it could be that that's all that matters. But I'm gonna rate it an 8, and some may say that's low. Let me think about that. You know what? I'm gonna give it a 9. Now that I think about it, a 9. Overall, in the Ninjago series, your kid is going to want this like nobody's business. So even though I do think it's touchy, which is why I won't give it a 10, I do think that the pieces are going to fall off a lot for a younger kid. And that's why I won't give it a 10. Not because we don't like it, but just because there's just so much of this and this, these kind of pieces. When your kid plays with it, some of it may fall off. So that's the only reason I won't give it a 10. And it's a little bit higher priced than I would like. But because it's loaded with figures, that doesn't bother me that much. And these are figures your kid is going to love to have. And you younger kids, you're agreeing. You're going to love to have these. I believe this is the only way that you can get the Green Ninja. And perhaps those 2 snakes. But I have to look at the other sets a little bit better before I can confirm that. You get loads of weapons, loads of golden weapons. So overall, this thing is just packed, but it is $120. And if you go to Toys R Us, it's $140. So that's where I'm a little up in the air on, $140. I'm not so sure at $140 if it's a home run. That's all I'm saying. So overall, though, I think for AFALs, older kids, I would probably go an 8, and for adults, I would stick as an 8, and here's why. Because you're gonna want to hold on to these. You may want to get a couple of them unopened. Don't pay $140 at Toys R Us though, because talking about Lego, investing in Lego, this one is going to go up in value as long as the Ninjago stuff is really popular, which right now it's extremely popular. And if you go in the discontinued Ninjago stuff from last year, if you try to look it up, it's already gone up in value quite a bit. And even the stuff that you can't get in stores real well has gone up in value above the retail price. So this is one that will absolutely go above retail price once it's discontinued, assuming, that by the year late 2013, early 2014, when you won't be able to get this set anymore, most likely. Assuming that Ninjago is still as popular then this set could really go up in value big time. So, there you go. Here's my advice. Thanks for joining us on this Ninjago review here on The Brick Show. We'll see you guys next time.